From ESPN's Aaron Schatz, he details the one off-season move he still wants to see the Seahawks make. So we're going to ask ourselves that question. What does it feel like this team is still missing? You had the draft, you had off-season signings and free agency. You are heading into training camp, still probably with some moves to make. But when you look at this team and you think about the thing you still want to see them do, what is it? So Aaron Schatz of ESPN says he still wants to see them add to the offensive line. He wants to see them sign guard Brandon Scherff. He said the interior offensive line was a major problem for the Seahawks last year. While he loves the addition of Gray Zabel, other positions still in flux, and he is looking right at the other guard spot and at center, saying, look, the current leader at right guard is Christian Haynes, last year's third-round pick. Why not bring in a Pro Bowl veteran?
Yeah, Brandon Scherff was on my wish list this offseason when we've had this conversation before, right? Where should they improve? Obviously, it's going to be on that offensive line. Scherff is valued around $6 million a year. The Hawks, as of now, have about $30 million in cap space, so it would be a nice little fix. And it's all about getting insurance on that offensive line at this point. I do realize that this new offensive group, these coaches, think that they can develop these guys. Mm-hmm. And I think they can. I look at the scheme and I feel like, okay, that will help a guy like Christian Haynes, who isn't the biggest guy, but he has good feet. It'll help a guy like Oluwatimi. I get all of that, but there's nothing like having a guy who's been there, who's done that, get on your staff and help these dudes out. Even if a young guy ends up passing him up, and now he's the backup in week 7 or 8 or whatever, at least it buys you some time, and he's not really expensive. I like this move. I think that's the place we're still concerned, is that offensive line. Now, we're still waiting to see what Sam looks like. We're still waiting to see if Cooper Kupp can turn back the hands of time a little bit, but none of that is going to happen. Sam's not going to play good. The outside guys aren't going to be able to execute if you do not get a body down there.
I know. It's like I don't want to be an echo chamber, but I feel like that's just the most obvious area where they've needed to add. And another thing I always go back to is I wouldn't say it's a pet peeve, Bump, but one of the things that I hate is when you know something is a giant question mark about your team and maybe they don't address it. And then you get halfway through the season and it remains a big problem. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you tell yourself, don't leave that glass of water on the floor. You're going to knock it over, Stacy. I've done this a million times. Don't set that glass down. You're going to knock it over. And I'm like, I won't forget. And then I get up to go do something and I knock over a glass of water and then I have to take 10 minutes to clean up water. Right. That's how I feel about last year the Seahawks having questions at the offensive line or linebacker, about the Mariners having infield concerns heading into this season and now finding themselves probably needing to add at a corner infield spot at the deadline. And I don't want that to be the offensive line. I want to feel like, you know what? They did what they could. Genuinely, they tried to put the best Band-Aid they possibly could. We'll see what happens, but you made an effort. You don't want that thing haunting you.
No, that's why I feel good about the Griffin signing. He's, year 7, 8 in the league now. He's been here for a while. I'm not expecting him to have a Pro Bowl season, but you have that just in case. There's nothing like having a veteran there. 425 says Scherff is washed. One, I doubt that you've watched enough film to know if he's washed or not. 2, there's nothing like having a veteran there who's been there, who's done that, and you buy yourself some time with these younger guys because they can learn from him. He wasn't the best offseason option. We know who that was.
Yeah.
He didn't pass the physical. Didn't want to take the physical. Now he's in Indy, I believe?
No.
He came from Indy.
Vikings?
Anyway, we know what we're talking about, right? No, he wasn't the best option. No, but this is where you are at this point. And we felt like this is where the Seahawks were going to go anyway. You're going to wait until everyone is signed. You're going to wait until some veterans get cut from training camp or something like that, and you're going to get some insurance. So it's about allowing space for these young guys to grow, too. And with a guy like Scherff, if he were to come over here, you still do that because he's 33. You're not expecting him to come over and save the day. You're buying yourself some time. You have some cap space. I would like this move. I doubt they do it, but if I were them, this is something I'm looking at.
Yeah, well said. Almost every single offseason move that you're going to make at this point, especially whether it's this wave of free agency or a low-level trade, is going to be like going to a discount store and just thinking, I'm going to find the best thing here, but it's all within context of I'm not shopping at a really nice department store here. And you can still find really important additions. I'm a big thrifter.
I think it's got to change. That's what people have to do at this point. They got to change the way you look at the next move.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a move that puts you over the top. How did you get this guy? All those guys are gone. Yeah. All those guys who are franchise-changing, position-changing, room-changing type of moves.
They've been signed
for a while now. So let's just shift the way that we look at this next move.
Now, listen, there could be a big bad move because I have one listener texting in. You can probably already see it on the text line. I'm going to throw this your way. All the free agents, wildly talented or the best available free agents, went in the first wave. They agreed to contracts with teams via their agents during the legal tampering period. Like, this is long gone. There is one potential big move. Trading for Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what you'd have to give up. It'd be something to make you uncomfortable, and it would also be giving him a new extension. But how would you feel about that move? That move in itself, would it be worth the risk?
For what this team needs, you can look at that move and say, well, that's not necessary. I believe in this defensive line already. I believe in the box with the linebacker, edge rushers, and all of that stuff. I get all of that. But acquiring talent is the name of the game. The guys on the football field are the ones that win games for you. Yes, you got to be coached up, got to be in the right scheme. But if you have an opportunity to get Trey Hendrickson and you feel comfortable giving up whatever it is, I wouldn't be mad at that. But I'm still going to look at this offensive line and say, yeah, you still probably need a piece or two there because that's where the big question marks are. Hey, swing for the fences, man. I don't think they're going to do it, but I wouldn't be mad at that move.
Yeah, I want this defense. We've now talked with two separate people. Eric Williams of Fox Sports NFC West reporter being one of them, who said, look, I got to give the Rams the slight edge in terms of overall defense entering the season. I'd love some kind of move that would give Seattle the edge. And until they get on the field and outperform expectations, it would have to be an addition to kind of sway people's minds in that way. I'd love to feel, with as many question marks as I have about the offense, in particular the offensive line, and for that matter, Sam Darnold, I'd love to feel really sure and really excited about the defense. That is a move that would make me feel that way. I know that Hendrickson is 30. I know that, you're not necessarily looking to be a Super Bowl contender this year, so maybe that affects people's view of how aggressive they'd want to be with a trade. He would make you a better team.
Who has to perform the best for this team to have a chance?
At being a real contender? Darnold.
Yeah. Sam Darnold, right?
Darnold.
So priority number one is making sure that he has every opportunity to do that. That's why I look at the offensive line. I think the defense is going to be fine, but if you have a chance, if you are willing to open up your wallet and pay Trey Hendrickson, no one will be mad at that move, even though you're looking at the offense saying that side has to be able to go.